Okay, first off, let's get the ground rules out of the way. Main character dual discs can't appear on this list, since I've already made a list on those, which you can watch here. So instead we'll be focused on the other characters' dual discs throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh series. That doesn't necessarily mean that the main character's temporary dual discs might not appear on this list. Supreme King. Sorry, that was a spoiler, you didn't hear anything. Also, real-world human-made dual discs don't actually count on this list. As cool and unusual as some of them are, they just can't appear. Okay, so if we're all ready, we're about to hear my top 10 dual discs. Here we go.
Number 10. The Diadank.
So to start off, we have the trendy, ye old Egyptian dual disc. So the actual dual disc is based on an ancient Egyptian artifact called a diadank, which was a golden device worn similarly to the dual disc that uses the user's Ba, life force, to summon Ka, spirit monsters, from their stone tablets and control them. Unlike the dual disc, the diadank can only actually control 3 monsters at once. In place of the life point counter is the Eye of Widjat, which contains a glowing yellow meter that measures the user's bar. The design is what I like about this dual disc, and it's gold. The restriction of only having 3 monster card zones and a lack of extra shit kinda means it can't get any higher on the list, but the very first dual disc deserves a place on this list, so there you go.
Number 9. Dual Coats.
These are a different version of the dual disc. It is used by Valiant Krona and Jean-Louis Bonaparte. Unlike many other dual discs, the card platform is completely separate from the deck and graveyard section. In its standby position, the card platform is slung across the back and carried by a strap, leaving both arms free. When active, the card platform is held in front of the body, much like a guitar. The deck and graveyard are contained in a hub on the support strap, usually resting in the centre of the duelist's chest. The dual coat also does not require the user to manually draw a card. The disc will automatically eject a card into the duelist's hand during each draw phase. Another of these dual discs used was by Titan, which was an altered version of the dual coat. It resembles a bat wing. As well, Felonious Viper's dual disc is also an altered version of the dual coat. Like Titan's dual disc, it is a very heavy dual disc that works like a fold-out table. The armour on Viper's shoulders looks very snake-like in appearance as well. I like the freedom of both hands being free and the ejecting cards, and the fact that you can just put it on your back. Yes, it is very cumbersome, and it looks like it could give you a bit of awful backache, but that's the price of fashion, I guess.
Number 8. The new Future Dual Discs.
Okay, this might be a bit controversial. So there's a new film coming out for Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions, which I'm very hyped to see. What I like is that the world seems to have changed since we were last there in the original series. With all these changes, there's new dual discs. I honestly know nothing about them, only what I see. They look like trendy lightweight versions of the original dual discs, but with a modern kind of twist. The headpiece that Yugi wears I think isn't part of the dual disc, if I had to guess. It's kind of some way of communicating with your opponent on a big stage or something. But I like the look, and I can't wait to see more of this because they look awesome.
Number 7. Evil Discs.
So next up we have all the evil looking dual discs. So most of them look like Batwing-esque dual discs, which look really cool to me. I mean, you have Truman's dual disc, which is merged with his suit, and is shaped like a dragon's wing. A dragon's wing, that's awesome. Yubel's first dual disc, which has a tray shaped like a Batwing, and a graveyard which is kind of shaped like a mouth, which is awesome. When Yubel activates it, it organically grows out from her arm. As well, I'm quite fond of Camilla's dual disc, which is shaped like a regular Batwing, which it isn't part of her, but it's still cool. What I like about all these is each one fits their host's or owner's characteristics, which you want from your dual disc. You want it to be unique.
Number 6. Akaba Regi's dual disc.
Number 6, I've gone with Declan's dual disc. Now, this is the only Arc 5 dual disc to appear on this list. If I had my way, nearly every single Arc 5 dual disc would actually make it onto the list, since they're all absolutely brilliant. What I like is that they're all customizable, plus they work as phones, which is what you want. I almost had Sora's dual disc, since I like the Fusion dual disc's design, what with the sword kind of pattern kind of thing. As well, Sora has been shown to have the dimensional travel interface, which a couple do have, so we're going to miss it out for now. But why am I giving this spot to Akaba Regi's dual disc, aka Declan? Well, you might think it's because he's awesome, and you wouldn't be wrong. It's actually far more complex than that, you see. Well, his dual disc is the only one that has a straight card zone. Yeah, I really chose it because of that. Well, I just think it looks tidy. Like, there's another character in the series that has it, where the card zone is straight, but it just looks tidy, and they're all customizable. I don't know why people don't have more quirky designs with theirs. Anyone can customize their card zones, so I don't get why they don't do it more often. The fusion dimension get it, why don't the other dimensions?
Number 5. The Duel Disc.
So at number 5, straight in the middle, we have the Duel Disc. So this is our world equivalent of probably owning a Bugatti Veyron or a gold house. So what it is the Gecko family's most valuable possession, and it was offered as a prize by Adrian and Gecko in the Duel for Jewels tournament. It looks the same as the Admiral's Duel Disc as well, but it's golden in colour. Simply put, it's gold, it's covered in jewels, and it looks flash as fuck. You know you want it, but I imagine it is quite heavy, what with all that gold.
Number 4. Kyberman's Duel Disc.
Number 4, I've gone with Kyberman's Duel Disc. So, Kyberman, he has a Duel Disc. And you know what? It's awesome. You don't believe me? Well, let's do a bit of maths, shall we? To put it simply. So, first up, you like Duel Discs, don't you? Of course you do, everyone loves Duel Discs. And you like the Blue Eyes White Dragon, I'm sure. It's a dragon, everyone loves dragons, so of course you do. Now imagine combining them together. What you have is the Kyberman Duel Disc. The design basically resembles the wing of a Blue Eyes, which any self-respecting person would absolutely adore because it looks fantastic and it's made on the list due to that fact.
Number 3. Axel's Dual Gun.
So next up we have Axel's Dual Gun. Of course it was going to be on this list. It's a Duel Disc, that's a gun. I'm going to say it again, that's a Duel Disc, that's a freaking gun. Not only that, but it can also shoot flaming cards. And it also features a hidden camera, as seen in Axel's duel with Truman. What naughty things that Duel Disc camera might have seen is beyond me. But in my opinion, the design of this Duel Disc, especially like the mesh corner, and the fact that it's a Duel Disc that's a gun, has to give it this number 3 spot because it's fantastic.
Number 2. The Supreme King Duel Disc.
So at number 2, I actually went with the Supreme King Duel Disc. Now you knew it was coming, but so high up on the list, I'm unsure about it myself, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what I quite think of it. First up, the Supreme Duel Disc. When it is activated, the 5 monster card zones appear out of the centre of the Duel Disc and spin around it for like a second before aligning themselves horizontally. What I think I might be doing is judging this disc based on the person holding it. The Supreme King is awesome, but it's the armour that really does it for me. It's absolutely epic, and they all kind of blend into one in my head, and it starts to hurt when I try to separate them.
Number 1. The Chaos Duel Disc.
At number 1, my personal choice is number 1. You may feel differently about how I feel about it, but I love it, and it's the Chaos Duel Disc. So this disc is a duel disc designed for the members of the organisation called Doma in the Waking the Dragons arc. Functionally, it is identical to the Battle City Duel Discs, other than the fact that the field area of the standard version can retract and expand as opposed to being split into 2 sections. And it looks different to the Battle City Duel Disc in that it resembles a scythed blade. So here's a big hint of why this is awesome. It's modelled after a scythe. I like the colour scheme, since blue is my favourite colour, and a bit of green never really hurts. And I like the Enochian writing in the centre. I think it looks awesome. And if you think I'm wrong, well, ha. Even Konami must have liked it because they made a real world version of it. And it's awesome.